Why did the SDRs bring a ladder to the office? Because they wanted to reach new level, new heights in cold calling. So if you like this kind of content, Nikhil is the perfect person to give you this kind of content. He is a SDR from last 2 years and creating lots of amazing content on LinkedIn. When I started talking to him, I realized that how effective he is with his voice and his words and his thought. So in this podcast, you are going to learn how this SDRs works, what are the new AI tools which SDR can use, and how a SDR life look like in India. So don't forget to like this video and subscribe this channel. And yes, don't forget to share with your friends. Okay, hey everyone. So we have Nikhil. Nikhil, welcome to our podcast.
Thank you so much.
Okay, Nikhil. So I have gone through your entire LinkedIn post and I've seen that you are pretty much active on AI, right? So if you can explain a little bit which tool you like most and why.
Okay, so AI, of course, before ChatGPT also, we have been using some AI tools, like basically more towards the cadence, email cadence and everything, or prospecting or rewriting the emails, right? But once ChatGPT came into the picture, the text-based outreach approach is something which had been changed drastically. Now, means earlier also I used to write, but you have to think too much. Means at the end you are in giving your time, right? Where you are investing 15 to 20 minutes to write something that could be done in 5 minutes also. So that's the best thing which I like about AI. Of course, ChatGPT and Bard are something which I am using on the daily basis, not only just for the prospecting purpose to reaching out to the clients only, but to communicate with my internal team also. One thing which I've also observed, like how you approach the client, you need to be innovative. Similarly, when you are using any of the AI generative AI tool, you need to be creative in that part also. So those people in my post also, you might have seen that the people who have been doing copy pasting earlier also, these tools are not for them. Again, you'll be
Right.
having similar kind of things. Like I can recognize if I'm giving some task to five people and they are coming with chat, something written with chat gpt, I can see from the language itself it is written by chat gpt if it's very normal prompts. So if you are creative with the prompts also which you are giving to the gpts, you will be getting those kind of responses. So yeah, slowly it's also something which is very new for me also, but yeah, don't want to lag behind in this stuff because it is the future. At least in text as of now, slowly and gradually I think voice would also become very big thing in b2b space also. It's already picking up in b2c segment. There are many companies in india which is giving voice bots, chat bots and everything, right? But chat is something which has become very mature over the last few years. uh, so yeah, this is my view about generative AI, and I'll surely suggest to the viewers also. Uh, Please do not skip this, the generative AI part, because it is the present and it would be the future also.
Yeah, I know. And Nikhil, I was listening on a podcast of Tanmay, but and he mentioned a very unique point that you are not going to replace by Chat GPT or maybe any kind of AI tool, but someone who know how to use this AI tools effectively will definitely replace you. So you don't have to operate from AI tools, but you have to operate from the people who know how to use AI tools. And you also mentioned this, right? That you have to be innovative with using these tools, right? Not only just copy paste and all those things.
Yeah, means at the end you have to leverage these tools. Most of the tools are still at free of cost. Not just talking about bard and chat gpt only, but there are many companies who are doing innovative things in this space. Whether you want to create some gifts from for your prospects, some meme for your prospects, or some creative video for them, right? Through generative AI itself you can do all these things. And regarding the prompts also, of course, so similar kind, I also watch sometimes some podcasts and everything. uh Imagine like, so usually let's suppose one new person is coming to sales, or he have a fresher who is coming to a team, and his we are giving a simple task to him: write an email to this prospect. Now usually the person would be coming to us like, did you like my email? We'll be observing it and giving the like, okay, your subject line should be short, or what's in it for them in the email, whether it's too short, whether the cta is correct or not. Similar kind of thing could be done through ChatGPT itself. You just send the prompt, okay, this is my email. How would you rate my email if I'm sending this to this buyer persona in this industry? How would you rate it? The GPT would be giving the feedback. Okay, I rate it 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10. What are the things which could be improved? This is how you can learn also things. It's not about just sending and the prospecting also, but learning is also something which is coming through these tools.
Yeah, perfect. And truly, this tool is going to help you to innovate and improve yourself. Nikhil, I also liked your jokes. SDR brings ladder. You know why? That is something which make sure that people are connecting with you and they are also human, right? So how you see all this kind of jokes and funny content on LinkedIn? Because most of the people think that there should be only serious talk and business talk on LinkedIn. What your suggestion for the people or AESDRs?
Okay, it's about being creative about the things. In specifically the SDR community or the sales community is just starting. All right, in West they have already started, done many things. When I see some companies that follow their content, like people are doing fabulous jobs. So I was like, why not in India? We have created people, we have hardworking people, right? We have smart people. Let's try to build these kind of communities where we can exchange the knowledge, right? See, no one is going to lose anything in this. It's just win and win for everyone, right? If Pratik is teaching me something, he's not going to lose anything. If he's the person who is going to learn things, he will be learning in future only. He will be getting the success in future only. So there is a room for everyone, especially in this big country, right, where the number of job opportunities are very high, especially for the people who are at least starting. At least I can say toward the people who are just freshers or who are just starting SDR as a job role, having 2 3 years of experience only. There are tremendous number of jobs. Even I interview many people for our company, but the skill set and the talent and the passion is something which is required to be built. And yeah, slowly, I think we will be there.
Perfect. Yeah, Nikhil, you mentioned that there's so many opportunity out there, right? There's so many people, there's so many jobs are there. But now I can see there's so many people who are trying to get into SaaS sales, right? Especially in India, but they are not able to crack it. Look, what is lacking? What's not there?
Yeah, mostly in prospect we say what's in it for them, but when we hire candidate, what's not in them, right?
Right.
Whenever we are hiring people, it's not like company don't want to hire people who are coming from non SaaS background or non SDR background. But when you are coming to the interview, you should be very much prepared, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I'm interviewing 5 people, there would be only one or two who are very much prepared about the company. They are prepared who our competitors are. They know our founders. They have seen their podcasts. They know about ABC and of sales development. I mean, content is there. You can read about the things, right? If you're well versed with everything, you can excel in the job interviews also. And if you know about the sales development, if you are that good in this role, right, which you try to hunt for, similarly you can reach out to the HRs also, to the sales leaders also over the LinkedIn, right? If in today's date you can't figure out the email ID of a sales leader in your organization, then you can't be in this job, right? You can't get their number, you can't be in this job. Many things are free and on the internet, right? There are different of Chrome extensions which can give you email IDs, numbers of different people at the premium version itself. So take those kind of helps, try to stand out from the things. And yeah, be prepared. When you get that opportunity, be prepared. Just don't let that go.
Okay, I would like to go deep in this, right? Can you mention one or two things which anyone can prepare, especially when they are able to get the interview and they are going for the interview for the first round or maybe second round? Because whatever you mentioned, getting an email ID or getting a number or sending us CV and good mail, all these things are before interview. But in interview, what they should prepare and how they can impress any interviewer, especially if they are not from SaaS background.
Okay. Uh, so one thing you should know about yourself, uh,
Hmm.
what you have done in the past, why you want to be in this role, where do you see your future. Everything should be planned out. I'm not saying planned out for 5 years, 10 years, right? We can't, means things do changes, but at least for next 1 year, you can plan
Hmm.
things, right? So know about yourself. Second, know in and out about the company for which you are interviewing for. You can get the demos of any, you pick any product in the a SaaS company, they will be having certain kind of demo or anything on their YouTube channel, right? Pick things from there, pick things from website itself. Anyone who joins in our company, I firstly suggest for at least 1 week, you do everything by your own. Go to the website. Don't take my cold email. You can create your own cold emails from the website itself. So for the similar company, you prepare some cold emails, show to the interviewer, oh, all right, these are the, I think, the cold emails which we can pitch to the clients. Know who their buyer persona is. You are going to the company, you don't know whom you are going to pitch in that company, then it's a big kind of no. Because interviewer know what kind of preparation you have done, who are their competitors and everything. These are the small things. See, no one is going to ask you some questions, some mathematical or trigonometry questions or these like kind of things. It's just the basics. Your basics should be very clear. You don't remember anything, write down each and everything. Take notes, right? Whole day, invest 2 3 hours in just writing and each and everything. Make it like a case study, how you have done in your bachelor's or in your MBA or anywhere, and take it as a small project. You learn many things about that industry itself.
Wow, that's really impressive. Like you mentioned very correctly that that person should know how, that they are going to work in upcoming 6 months or maybe 1 year, right? So, Nikhil, if I say you have to start your career again from tomorrow, what step you will take as a salesperson in SaaS?
Oh my God. So, firstly, I have joined my first company as in edtech, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'll not join edtech. Sorry for that. Uh, right. At that time when I started 2018, 19, at that point of time, of course, it was in one of the good thing, one of the diamonds in the selling industries. But now you know how the market scenario is. Again, I'll jump back into the SaaS things. So selling is something. So I'll give you a little bit of my background also. Like during my engineering itself, I've explored many things, going to the debate competitions, taking participation in each and every activity, right? Arranging few things. I realized I'm someone who is good in speaking and engaging with people. I thought that's it, that's the thing which is required for sales. But when I came into the real world, I know there are many things which you need to learn. So like how you learn about anything, let's suppose website designing, you need to spend your time, you need to code and everything. Similar goes for the sales also. You can study about things. There are books, there are podcasts, there are articles, good reports, studies, right? So yeah, I think again I'll start in the similar structure only. Of course, the companies could be different, with which I worked it earlier, right? But yeah, it's the best thing which I can bet on for a very
Okay,
long term.
perfect,
Yeah.
right? So you could be, like if you start tomorrow, you'll start in a SaaS sales, right? But what the steps you will following for, become a better salesperson or maybe reach where you are right now in a small time?
So yeah, see, people. So I've also seen. I was going through one of the reports that normal tenure of an SDR is just 12 to 18 months only in any company, right? Because these days people get bored.
Hmm.
It's not very difficult. The job is not very tough or difficult, but people eventually get bored. They want to become an AE or they want to go to the SDR leadership role, these kind of things, right? uh, I'll suggest firstly clear with basics very much. It doesn't make any sense you are going to a manager position or anything after a year or so itself, uh, because at the end you'll be lacking behind the basic things. You can be a manager, but it's important to be a manager who is respected within the team and the team knows that this guy knows his things.
Right.
So I'll be very clear with my basics in terms of prospecting, what I'm doing, what is there in the industries related to my ABM game, or the sales development game. It's not just about the industry also. I personally believe once you are done with the sales development part, you can sell in any industry, if you know how to do it. Right. So
Right.
these are the basic things. Be clear with very basics. You'll be top notching it. Of course, it's not just about the basic. Also, it's also about the hard work and the consistency, which you have to maintain month by month for a very long time. So people
Hmm.
do give up. That's the thing.
Right.
Someone
Yeah.
will perform within a month or a quarter, second month, quarter, second month, they are down. Right. So it's very important. The graph is going like this only, like a hockey stick only, not going down. at any point of time. So you should not compromise on those things also. I'm not saying don't have any kind of work life balance or anything, right? I think is the best job to be in if you want to have a good work life balance. Work in your office hours only. If you're working seriously in your office hours only, you can excel.
Nikhil, what is SDR of India?
Okay. SDRs of India. So I used to use apps, Instagram, and everything. Right. I was like, okay, I'm not the person who can create something for Instagram because the audience would not be there, which is looking to learn these kind of things. I started with the SDRs of India. This event in the first, it was like sharing some very less amount of content, some memes and everything. And slowly, I realized, okay, there are companies who are just built on the base first community only, right? So
Mhm.
that community is something which I wanted to build in SaaS in India for
Mhm.
SDRs. So people find it interesting, not boring, right? Because I don't
Mhm.
find this job boring. You might find this job role boring if you are having a boring set of people around you or your manager or your company. Don't want to blame anything, but yeah, if you are someone who is looking for a space where you are having like-minded individuals, because in the past
Mhm.
I've worked with many people with different companies, but that kind of community, that feeling which you want to build for SDRs only, right? The conversations were very less. So that
Right.
conversations are something which I wanted to increase a little bit. Plus, there is a little gap also in the hiring part, which I've realized like companies are looking for good as SDRs,
Mhm.
but they're not finding the talent, right? So I also wanted to bridge a little bit that gap also, so that I can inform new people. Of course, I can't expect things from the person who is just getting out of the college and he know everything about the market. So sometimes that first opportunity is also something which is very important. Then
Right.
eventually you realize things in the future. So I also wanted to help people and the student and the freshers with that first point, right? So that's why I built this small community. So I'll suggest your viewers also to follow the LinkedIn page, and if they
Right.
are looking for the job, or someone who is looking to hire SDRs, they can join the Slack channels too, where we have around 50 plus people at this point of time. Eventually, I hope they would be also increasing.
Yeah, after this video, it will cross 100 plus. Don't worry.
Great.
Yeah, Nikhil, how's your days look like as a SDR in India? Like what you do in morning, when you send cold emails, when you do the calling, like all this stuff, like the hidden things which you do on a day-to-day basis.
So at this point of time, of course, I have been elevated to little managerial point of things also. But yeah, as an SDR, I can break up the day. So I've been selling to the Indian market only. I personally believe Indian market do pick up the calls. Uh, if it's of course not from the spammy number, and if you are talking nicely to them, if you are able to pitch them nicely, they will be able to give you the meetings, which is the end goal, at least for the SDRs. Right? Day looks like we start mostly with our either by reviews or to review my work itself, what I've done in the past, or anything, what kind of conversation I was having. Spend at least 1 2 hours, 2 hours of the morning at that in this process only, where it's high intensity. So I'm not one of those people who come to the office and go for a chai break or anything, right? I'm very active in the morning. I'm a morning person, right?
Mhm.
And yeah, so around 10 to 12 is something I goes like this. Then I set up my email cadences and everything. And post lunch, I go little bit heavy on the calling part. Right. Again, in the evening when it's 5 6, I just want to relax. Again, I'll focus my shift to database building or prospecting. Right. So you have to be very sincere with the process. Once you know the process, if you're following it, you'll be having great result. Even if not now, after 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, eventually your work is not going to go anywhere. Your pipeline is not
Right.
going to go anywhere. It would be with you if you have worked. If you're not working for 1 week, 2 weeks, you will be again at zero. This is something
Correct.
which I believe.
Yeah, and this happened with me also. So I, even though I have my team, right, but still I do the cold calling on all those things. You just mentioned one thing, that you are focused on India market. Nowadays, when everyone wanted to go out of India market, right, they are trying to sell in APAC or maybe European market. But you said that there are so many potential in India market for SaaS sales people and for the clients, right? So what you will suggest if anyone going to start career? Would you suggest to work in India market, or they should try for US and European market or APAC market?
See, a suggestion I would not be able to suggest, because it's depend upon person to person, what they're also comfortable with, right? Because it's not like you are just going to the job and after 1 month you'll be switching, right? You have to commit for at least year two or something in that company, right? So it's totally a priority to you, because the major challenge is of course the timing, right? In
Mhm.
India you will be working 10 to 5, 10 to 6, right? In US you'll be working in the night, right? APAC very early morning, right? So it's depend upon you, what, because personally the kind of routine and the lifestyle which I'm having, I know it, if I'm going to the US market I would be taking a toll on my health, so
Mhm.
was the major reason I want to stay in the Indian market only. Again, opportunity are there in the three markets. It's not like if you're working in one market you will be excelled in your life. You might get an advantage for 1 2 years, but these kind of questions I also used to have. I spoke to industry veteran like 30 35 years of experience, right? I think given similar kind of question, but the career is the very long term game. Like you are
Mhm.
going to invest your 20 years 25 years more than that just in your career only. So it's on you how you want to manage it, right? It's not, there's no shortcut.
Right. There's no silver bullet for success, right? You have to be there. You have to work hard. Right. True. Nikhil, any books you are reading currently?
Currently, I'm reading how to talk to someone. I think that that was the book, which is I'll tell you. I virtually I'm very good. Even once I'm comfortable, I'm very good. But I'm an introvert person by heart.
Mhm.
Right. So that's the thing. Just wanted to know more about the psychology, how the gestures, or what, how to smile, how to greet someone. These all small things are something which I'm learning.
Perfect. Perfect. I think you are not reading. You should talk someone.
Yeah.
People who don't know this contest, please go and follow Nikhil. You will get the content that where I'm talking from. Right.
Great.
Nikhil, yeah, I'd like to know one last thing from you, right? As a being SDR, right? What are the most challenging thing you face on a day-to-day basis?
Uh, So I would not say challenge, but the thing is, when you lose your creativity, that's a
Mhm.
challenging thing, because if you're doing the repetitive tasks only, you might get bored again. I'll come to that part only, right? So I try to be creative by with my things, right? Even if I have a cold email cadence in my sequencing tool, I'll still some time of the day feels like to write some hyper personalized emails, right? These kind of small
Mhm.
creative things, or try to create some meme, or try to put content on LinkedIn, right? So that it doesn't look that boring, it
Mhm.
start becoming more creative. That's how I find interest in these things.
Yeah, perfect. That's true. And being creative is not about doing something new, also about whatever you are doing, you are tweaking and changing and updating day by day, right? And that's the important part for being in a sales or maybe SDM, right? Nikhil, anything you wanted to share with our viewers so we can, close this podcast on that light note?
Sure. Okay. Firstly, thank you so much for inviting me, Pratik. It's a very great initiative which you have taken. I'll surely suggest your viewers to, share this content more, a lot, right? I'd like to suggest to the people, or if the leaders who are watching this podcast, to also share their experiences with you, or on LinkedIn, or to anyone, not restricted to just your team only. So share the knowledge as much as possible. There is no loss in it. Right? Yeah. And create consuming good content also related to sales. That's it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Thank you so much, Nikhil. Thank you so much for joining.